What's up, everybody? It's Travis from Duel Humor. Wow, I know what you're saying. Travis, that mustache looks so sexy on you. You too, bud. So, today I got a great deck profile for you. True King Dinos. That's right, we're going into the new era of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Banlist gave a big old smack to all the top meta decks. They're still going to be around, but it really elevated this deck's potential. And I have a really interesting list for you guys, so we're just going to hop right into it. Alright.
New year, new cancer, guys.
No chemo.
I love the shirt, guys. Let's zoom into that, man, real quick.
This is the shirt of demonetization.
Hell yeah.
We're not sponsored. I know you're thinking that we are. We're not sponsored.
Alright. Let's just get it, man. Let's get it.
So,
oh man,
True King Agnimazid. So this is the same with all True King monsters. You can pop 2 cards, including one of their same attribute, and you can special summon it from hand. Now, if you pop 2 fires, you can banish a monster, so that comes up. Next, we run the Vanisher Bahasteros?
He's one bastard.
Bastard Gross. So this guy, the water, if he is destroyed by a card effect... Oh, also these have destruction effects, sorry, before I skip that. So if this one is destroyed...
He banishes a card, right?
No. You add a worm from your graveyard to your hand that isn't himself. So, moving on. So if this one, same thing, you can pop 2 monsters, including a water. If you destroy 2 waters to summon him, you can banish 2 spell and trap cards from your opponent's field or graveyard. So that's pretty interesting. But also, if it's destroyed, you can special a True King from your deck of the opposite attribute. So you'll summon this one, usually. So that's how we get into our True King of all Calamities, usually is through this route, or sometimes we make Trish, which we'll also get into. God damn. So this is why I was so excited to show you guys this updated list, because we got the True King Lithosagium.
Punami, why did you bring this card back?
Yeah, so I've heard word on the street that if you do summon this on people, you will get smacked in the face. And deservedly so. So same thing. Destroy 2 monsters, including an Earth. Is it just me, or are Baby Ceresaurus and Petit Pteranodon Earths? So you can destroy 2. If you destroy 2 Earth monsters, you can banish 3 extra deck monsters from your opponent's extra deck with different names. So that's right, say goodbye to your Appaloosa and your Boral Sword. You are not summoning your boss monsters. It's more important to hit the 1-ubs with this card. You can hit, like, maybe like a Dingirsu or Galatea. They're just going to recur those, so that's not very important. But you do want to hit, like, the IP Masquerena, things like that. He's also a level 9, so same thing. And if he is destroyed, you can special summon a worm from your graveyard, so you can summon either of these. So that comes in handy as well if you're trying to make the True King, but we're maxing out on the True Kings. I think going forward, you have to run all of them. I would maybe even consider running Mariamne, but that would be a brick, and the only reason I would run that, just a side point, is because I would run Droll and Lockbird. Main decked. That's right, you heard it. Moving on to the Dino portion. Just the 2 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We're not really focusing on the Dino aspect of this build, but wow, will this card just OTK your opponent? I don't even run Boral Sword. Yeah.
Not necessary.
Not even necessary. 3,500 can attack multiple times. You can even summon the rank 4 Dugaris, double him to 7k, attack all your opponent's monsters under Pentastag and inflict piercing. I've literally done that. It's so busted and hilarious. Just the 1 Coatlis. A lot of people say it's a brick, but this shuffles back your banished dinosaurs. So, it can kind of reoccur your resources. It's also a spell and trap negate by, I believe you destroy...
Which no one remembers for some reason.
Nobody remembers that, but, honestly, if you can hard summon this, drawing this card is not a bad deal. Especially, say, on the following turn after you've already made your plays, you're going to have cards banished. You summon the Tyranno, get the top to 5, use your Oviraptor to search the Coatlis.
Koalis also has a big mouth.
Yeah. Have you noticed, every monster in this deck is yelling?
They have their mouth open for something, guys. Yo, they're turning Super Saiyan on you.
Literally, they're all yelling. Every time I look at this deck, I laugh hysterically. So, yeah, Dino Wrestler with Handtraps. Dinosaur, you can tutor it from deck off Petite Pteranodon, is not a bad disruptor to end on if you only end with Calamities. You can actually banish the miscellaneous source for Petite and summon this during the end phase when that gets destroyed, so you have an extra interruption. It's also 2600 body and can special from hand if you're going second, so it's a beautiful card, only at 1.
The life and soul of the deck to me.
Life and soul Oviraptor. So this card is fucking incredible. I can't think of like another starter card that's like this in any other deck. Like, maybe Trickstar Candina, like not even.
Literally brought the deck to relevancy.
It's such an amazing card. So on normal summon, is it or special too? Or special summon. Yep, busted. So normal or special summon, you can either send or add to your hand a dino from deck. So goddamn, so you could add Koalas to your hand. You can add Pankratops to your hand. You can't add that. But you can add the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to your hand. But you can also add Miscellaneo, things like that, or send your Giant Rex for the banish effect. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a utility card. You really, really want to see this. It's your opening play. If this gets negated, you're in a bad spot. But it usually can't, because for some reason we also have Miscellaneo at 3. I can't wait for this card to get hit again. Just kidding, please keep this at 3. So this card is fucking incredible too. This is another like busted, like so many of the Dino cards are really busted. So this one, if you pitch it from hand as a like hand trap effect, all of your dinos are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, which includes Nibiru. You cannot be Nibiru'd on your Dino monsters if you've activated Miscellaneo. Pro tip. So yeah, it's hard to Nibiru this deck. You can also banish this, including dinos up to a level to summon from deck, which is once per turn. So you could banish itself and 3 others from the graveyard to summon out your Oviraptor. So there's that for follow-up plays. Normally what I'll do is I'll actually use this effect, the banish effect, to summon itself. That way I have a follow-up. So really clever to do that, but, you know, keep it a 3. Beautiful. You can also search it. You can also search it with Oviraptor. Wow!
So
Giant Rex.
2 bricks.
Megalomasher. Yeah, bricks. The water, this is for the Bastaros because it's water. So that way you can search it out with the Oviraptor if you need a water to summon it, because we're trying to tutor our True Kings out as fast as possible to get to our Calamities. Calamities is the point of the deck. The other brick, Jirak Alo. So you'll actually summon this off of Miscellaneo by just banishing itself for a level 1.
Make Trish easy like that.
You can make Trish with this. Another funny thing I do with this is I'll actually summon it underneath Riprodocus and make it Earth. A level 4 Earth and a level 1 Earth tuner. What does that make?
Uh-oh.
We'll get into that. So, yeah, that's the monster. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Little babies. 4. Just the 1 Petite Pteranodon. You could probably run 2, but you really don't want to brick on them, but you do want to see them in your hand. So, seeing any of those 4 is combo with your True Kings.
We popping babies out here.
We popping babies. Next, Ash, just because it's a good all-around card. You want to go first with this deck, but in the case that you do go second, you can still OTK, so it's nice to have that interruption, and it's also a fire for the True King Agnimazid, so really, really great card. So that's all the monsters for, I believe it's like 26 monsters. It's a high monster count, but they destroy each other and plus off that way. Moving on to the spells. Draconic Diagram at
There goes
1.
the dream, guys.
That's the fucking dream. So you know, back in the old days, you could open this card, and that's like True King of all Calamities combo right there. Like, honestly, because you can pop your True Kings with this to search another. You know, if you open like the Bastaros and a baby, you can like pop the baby, search the other Bastaros, summon the Oviraptor, search another baby, use Bastaros to pop Bastaros and the baby to summon another baby, and then you know what I mean? It's just like it explodes with just this card. So really, this going to 1 hurt the deck quite a bit, but we still run it at 1 because, hey, we can search it. Lost World, that's right, we're running 2 Lost World, not 3. I don't want to brick on it, but, you know, it's also an amazing goddamn card. I don't know if you've ever read this card, but it summons a token to your opponent's side of the field, so, wow, can get evenly matched now, but, right, that's how that works from the hand. Anyways, so, yeah, when a dino is summoned, it summons a token to their side of the field. If it would be destroyed, you can destroy 1 in deck. So what's really cool about this is you can actually use this effect in tandem with Oviraptor. So you summon Oviraptor, gives them a token, you get the search. You can now use the Oviraptor effect to pop a dino on field to summon another level 4 or lower from graveyard. So you can actually pop your opponent's token that they control. It's a dino on field, not on your field. And so on field, and you can pop a baby from your deck and continue your plays that way. So it's an amazing extender in its own right. It's also just a great card because it prevents your dinos from being targeted. So these are all really great. I just like the 3 because, you know, we don't want to brick, and we do like to see them. We want this mainly. So that's right, we run the set rotation to trade it out, and the terraforming. So, you know, we're really only running the 3 diagrams now. It really does hurt the consistency of the deck, but with the 3, you actually still see it pretty often. You can also Dugaris, like, because you can rank for like nothing in this deck, so you can Dugaris to draw more cards to hopefully get to this, and Dugaris, also happens to be a fire. Use that brain, kids. Run this in every deck. Monster Reborn. Literally, this card in this deck is also good. I'm a big fan of, like, going second decks, but holy shit does this card, like, help this deck out so much, because you can summon, like, your Oviraptor, your opponent's stuff. Like, this card is just incredible. The Foolish Burial, so this is kind of like a questionable addition. You really don't have to run it. I would actually maybe take this out for something else, but it is like kind of like a nice card to have because you can send, you know, any kind of pieces that you need to the grave to extend. Like, you could send your Giant Rex and then banish it, and when it's banished, it summons itself. You could send the Miscellaneousaurus, banish it for its effects. So a lot of relevant effects that come off of Foolish Burial, but, you know, it's not the greatest card in this deck, honestly. Just the 1 double Evo Pill. You really don't want to, like, draw multiples of this, but you can search it out by sending the Coatlas to get your Tyranno on the field. So that's pretty great. Yeah. Also, we run a lot of non-dinos, so this card works, like, even if you just hard draw it. So you could probably replace, like, Foolish with another one of these, or, you know, run 2 Foolish. Just kidding. Fossil Dig, search a level 6 or lower dino. I shouldn't explain it, it's a really amazing search card. And then finally, to round off the 40 card list, we have Called by the Grave. Cardi B by the Grave. So, yeah, that's right. We are a combo deck. We really don't want to be hand-trapped, especially, like, seeing your diagram be hand-trapped. Like, you will never cry harder than when your last girlfriend left you. Just kidding. You don't have one because you play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you don't need a girlfriend because you're getting fucked every day.
By Konami.
So these are our rank 9s. Calamities wins games.
People are sleeping on that card.
And enter Black Mirror. Like, if you're running the True King Dinos, run this card.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it would be smart to maybe run 2 Calamities in case one gets banished for whatever reason. That way you can summon another one. But wow, is this card, like, so amazing. So it has 4 effects. By its detach, you either banish a card on your opponent's side of the field, you banish a random card in their hand, you banish the top card of their deck, or you banish one from grave. That's 4 effects. It's really, really nuts. So it's really easy to go into with our rank 9s. But it's really, really cool. So, you know, I would maybe run different ratios of this. Like, I highly recommend Pot of Extravagance, honestly, for this deck, and then to run 3 Calamities, because you need the draw power, and you can't really run Desires. Just because you'll banish your, like, key pieces.
There's a lot of one-offs.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks. But, you know, this is a great ratio for me because I like to see utility. Then the Logia, which also coincides with the Dolka. So, you know, 2 rank 4s that are really, really great on their own. This is 2 monster negates in of itself that destroys the monster as well. Logia is a solemn warning, basically, and also negates a spell or trap, so it can negate a summon as well. So this can be really great. I'll actually, if I can get a rank 4, I'll summon these 2 out, just because I want to protect it from spell and trap effects. But I also want to negate my opponent's normal summon anyways. They're not going to be able to attack either. What's also amazing about Calamities, a lot of people don't know this, is that you contribute your opponent's monsters for your True King effects. So if you have a True King in your hand, during your turn, you can detach, make your opponent's monsters fire, negate their effects, and then you contribute their monsters for your own True King. That's right. It's really busted. Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, just generic rank 4s that are nice to go into. This, don't take this out, but, you know, you could maybe take out Tornado Dragon, although I wouldn't recommend it because you need the back row removal. Dugaris, I've talked a lot about Dugaris already, but holy shit, this card is so good. This is probably my favorite rank 4 that's ever existed. So you can detach 2 and draw 2 cards, discard a card, skip your next draw phase. Or you detach 2, special summon a monster from the graveyard in defense position. And I can't remember what the other stipulation is. You skip your next main phase 1, so you have to go straight into the battle phase. And then you can also skip the battle phase of your next turn and double the attack of one of your monsters. So you can double the attack of like any of these big old boys, and you'll be having some big old chonkers that'll kill your opponent instantly. It's also a fire for Agnimizid, so this is a great card to kind of dig through your deck. It's really easy to rank 4. So moving on to the link portion. Borload. Yeah, I would recommend Apollosa. I'm not running it in this variant right now, but any of these other flex spots you could put Apollosa in. But I like Borload just because it's easy to get link monsters in this deck, and it's nice to be able to steal things from your opponent to crash into them. Next, the Soryuja. This card is kind of interesting. You don't really go into it very often. I would almost say it's not very necessary, but there are like very amazing hands where you'll be able to go into Enter Blathnir first after doing a Trish. So you banish a card from their hand with Trish, banish a card with Enter Blathnir, and then you'll be able to go into your Soryuja and get your Calamities. Yes, you heard it right. That's very possible, but that's like ideal hand. You know what I'm saying? You looked. Next, just some Link 2s. Nightmare Phoenix for back row, Pentastag for piercing, Beat Cop as a generic Link 2, and then Reprodokus, which is how we get into our Nat Beast by turning our Dracalo into an Earth. Going first, that's right, you can summon Calamities with Nat Beast really, really easily in this deck, which, shutting them out of monster effects and spells, they're probably going to scoop. I've had people scoop on that alone. And then the Trish, because it's really easy to summon. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the list.
All right.
True King Dinos,
Awesome.
baby. Strong as ever.
Any last words you want to tell them, Travis?
Yeah, this, not even a rock can take this deck down. So,
Damn,
you know.
not even the Meteor. Nibiru can take
this deck down, which supposedly it's supposed to take down Dinos. But, holy shit, this deck's very, very strong. It's a little bit more fragile with Diagram now at 1. That really, really hurt, I can't lie. But, man, this deck is effective. Getting back Lithosashim, I'm literally just running this deck just for Lithosashim. Like, just to be able to banish those cards from my opponent. Like, I just want to pick up your extra deck and banish those cards. You know, it's just like, I just want that moment for myself. And then I'll Trish you, banish a card from your hand. Yeah, or banishing your cards.
I mean, that doesn't work if you're playing Monarchs, guys.
Even he's yelling.
All right.
And him.
All right, guys. If you love to see more of these awesome videos,
we'll have
subscribe. Subscribe. Also follow us on Facebook as well. Link is in the description. And Patreon as well. Link is in the description. Please support us.
Check for our smoke signal.
We are really poor, and we always have to wear the same shirts every day.
Yeah, check out our Patreon. I'm not wearing pants, actually.
Yeah. See, he doesn't have any pants. I don't have any shirts. So if you guys really can even give us a penny, it would help out a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, you could give that money to a kid in need, or you could give it to us.
Anyway, this is Travis and Franklin from Do Humor. Out. Peace, guys.